Good morning, my friends. Today I want to remind you that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are not here by accident. You are here with purpose, with destiny, and with a unique light that the world needs. Now, I know that life can be tough. Maybe you faced setbacks, rejection, or moments where you felt you weren't good enough. But let me tell you this. Your worth doesn't come from people's opinions. It doesn't come from what you've achieved or what you failed at. Your worth comes from the one who created you. And he didn't make any mistakes. Self-confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about knowing who you are and whose you are. It's about standing tall even when the odds are stacked against you, because you know you've got greatness inside. Today, we're going to talk about how to build that self-confidence brick by brick. I'm here to remind you that you are stronger than you think, more capable than you imagine, and destined for more than you've ever dreamed. So let's dive in and unlock the bold, confident you. Are you ready? Let's get started. Each one of us is uniquely designed, crafted with purpose, and endowed with qualities that no one else possesses. Recognizing your unique value begins with understanding that you are not a product of chance. You are intentional, purposeful, and created with a specific plan in mind. This realization alone can shift your perspective from feeling insignificant to understanding just how special you truly are. Too often, people compare themselves to others, measuring their worth by what they see in someone else's life. The problem with this is that comparisons rob you of joy and blur your vision of your unique value. No one else has story, your experiences, your talents, or your voice. You are one of a kind, and that alone is worth celebrating. Your value isn't determined by how you stack up to someone else. It's determined by the irreplaceable role you are meant to play in this world. Consider this, even identical twins who share the same genetic makeup have different fingerprints. This is a reminder that even when people appear similar, their contributions to the world are distinct. It's not about being better or worse than someone else. It's about being authentically you. Recognizing your value means stepping away from the trap of comparison and focusing on the qualities and gifts that make you unique. Sometimes it's easy to downplay your abilities or qualities because they seem ordinary to you. What comes naturally to you might feel effortless, but to someone else, it's extraordinary. You might have a way with words that inspires others, an empathetic heart that brings comfort to those in need, or an ability to solve problems with creativity and ease. Whatever it is, those qualities are part of what makes you valuable. But here's the catch you have to acknowledge. If you don't see your own value, it's difficult for others to fully appreciate it. One of the reasons people struggle to see their worth is because they let past failures or shortcomings define them. They hold on to mistakes, allowing those moments to overshadow their true potential. But let me remind you, your value is not tied to your past. You are not your mistakes. Each misstep is an opportunity to learn and grow, not a label to carry with you forever. When you learn to separate your worth from your failures, you begin to see yourself as the incredible, valuable person you are. Another important aspect of recognizing your unique value is gratitude. When you take the time to reflect on what you have been given, from your talents to your relationships, it creates a sense of appreciation for who you are. Gratitude opens the door to self-awareness, and self-awareness helps you see your worth clearly. By focusing on what you have rather than what you lack, you can shift your mindset and recognize the abundance within yourself. Recognizing your value also means being intentional about the way you speak to yourself. Words have power. The way you talk to yourself can either build you up or tear you down. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, that you'll never succeed, or that you don't measure up, you're reinforcing a narrative that diminishes your value. Instead, choose to speak life over yourself. Affirm your worth. Remind yourself of your strengths and capabilities. It's also important to surround yourself with people who recognize and celebrate your value. The company you keep can have a profound impact on the way you see yourself. When you're around people who lift you up, encourage you, and see the best in you, it becomes easier and worth. On the other hand, if you're surrounded by negativity or by those who belittle you, it can be a challenge to maintain a positive self-view. Choose relationships that nurture your self-esteem and reinforce your value. One of the most empowering truths about recognizing your value is that it allows you to step into your purpose. When you believe in your worth, you begin to operate from a place of confidence and assurance. You're no longer held back by fear or self-doubt because you know you have something valuable to offer. This shift in mindset can lead to opportunities you never thought possible, simply because you started to see yourself in a different light. Recognizing your unique value is not a one-time revelation. It's an ongoing process. It requires consistent effort, reflection, and intentionality. It means taking the time to identify and celebrate what makes you who you are, even on days when it feels hard to see. Negative thoughts have a way of creeping into the mind, whispering doubts, fears, and insecurities that can hold a person back from reaching their full potential. These thoughts are often shaped by past experiences, disappointments, and even words spoken by others. Over time, if left unchecked, they can create a mental barrier that prevents confidence from growing. Overcoming negative thoughts is not about ignoring reality, but about choosing to replace self-defeating beliefs with affirmations of faith and positivity. The mind is powerful, and what a person consistently thinks about shapes their actions, attitudes, and even their future. If someone constantly tells themselves that they are not good enough, that they will fail, or that they don't deserve success, those thoughts will eventually manifest in their behavior. They may hesitate to take chances, avoid new opportunities, or settle for less than what they are capable of achieving. The first step in overcoming negative thoughts is recognizing them. Many people don't even realize how much negativity they allow into their minds daily. It becomes automatic response to challenges and setbacks. But once a person becomes aware of these thoughts, they can take steps to change them. One of the most effective ways to replace negative thinking is by intentionally speaking words of faith and positivity. Words are not just sound. They carry energy and have the power to shape emotions and beliefs. The words a person speaks to themselves matter just as much as the words spoken by others. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," shift to, "I am capable and I am learning." Instead of thinking, "I will probably fail," say, "I am prepared and I will give my best effort." It may feel unnatural at first, but over time, these positive affirmations begin to rewire the brain. Faith plays a crucial role in overcoming negative thoughts. When a person believes that there is a greater purpose for their life, that they are not alone in their struggles, and that setbacks are not the end of their story, they begin to see challenges differently. Faith reminds people that their worth is not determined by their past mistakes or by what others think of them. It provides the strength to push through self-doubt, equipped for what lies ahead. Another key to replacing negative thoughts is surrounding oneself with the right influences. The people, media, and environments a person exposes themselves to can either build them up or tear them down. If someone's time with individuals who constantly criticize, belittle, or doubt them, those voices will eventually become internalized. On the other hand, when they are around people who encourage, uplift, and believe in them, their mindset begins to shift. Seeking out mentors, positive friendships, and uplifting content can make a significant difference in combating negativity. Many negative thoughts are rooted in past experiences, failures, rejections, or painful moments that left a mark. The mind tends to replay these memories, reinforcing the belief that history will repeat itself. However, the past does not define the future. Every day is a new opportunity to grow, to learn, and to move forward. Instead of focusing on what went wrong before, focus on what can be done differently moving forward. Every successful person has faced setbacks, but what sets them apart is their ability to rise above them. Gratitude is another powerful tool in overcoming negativity. When the mind is focused on what is lacking, it's easy to fall into a cycle of discouragement. But when attention shifts to what is already present, talents, opportunities, relationships, even the simple gift of life itself, it creates a sense of abundance and hope. Practicing gratitude daily, whether by writing down blessings or simply taking a moment to reflect, can help reframe the way challenges are perceived. Taking control of one's inner dialogue also requires being mindful of self-criticism. It's one thing to acknowledge areas for improvement, but constantly beating oneself up over mistakes is damaging. Instead of saying, "I always mess up," try saying, "I am learning from this experience." Instead of thinking, "I'll never be good at this," reframe it as, "With practice, I will improve." Shifting these thoughts requires effort, but the more it is practiced, the more natural it becomes. Physical actions can also reinforce a positive mindset. Engaging in activities that build confidence, whether it's exercising, learning a new skill, or pursuing a passion, helps break the cycle of negative thinking. The body and mind are connected, and when a person feels strong, capable, and accomplished in one area, it spills over into other aspects of life. Taking small, intentional steps toward personal growth sends a message to the mind that change is possible. Overcoming negative thoughts is an ongoing process. It requires awareness, faith, intentionality, and persistence. It's about choosing daily to believe in oneself, to speak words of encouragement, and to align thoughts with the truth that confidence is built from within. Building self-confidence often requires action, and one of the most effective ways to grow in confidence is by taking small, bold steps. Confidence doesn't magically appear. It is developed over time through experiences that challenge comfort zones and prove to yourself what you are capable of achieving. Every bold step, no matter how small, is a building block that strengthens the foundation of self-belief. Many people hesitate to take action because they fear failure or uncertainty. They wait for the perfect moment when they feel ready or assured of success. But the truth is, waiting for perfection often leads to inaction. Confidence isn't built by standing still. It's built by moving forward, even when there's fear or doubt. The first step doesn't have to be monumental. It just has to be taken. Each small, bold step creates momentum, and that momentum leads to greater confidence. Taking small steps allows you to break larger goals into manageable pieces. When a goal feels overwhelming, it can be paralyzing. The mind might focus on the magnitude of the task, convincing you that it's too difficult or out of reach. But when you break it down into smaller steps, each step becomes achievable. If your goal is to become a confident public speaker, the first step might be speaking in front of a small group of friends or practicing in front of a mirror. These smaller actions are less intimidating and help build the skills and self-assurance needed for larger challenges. Bold steps don't have to be grand gestures. Sometimes they are as simple as saying yes to an opportunity, speaking up in a meeting, or trying something new. These small actions might seem insignificant in the moment, but over time they add up to significant progress. Each time you step outside your comfort zone, you expand its boundaries. What once felt intimidating starts to feel normal, and what once seemed impossible starts to feel achievable. One of the keys to taking bold steps is to focus on progress, not perfection. It's natural to want to do things well, but perfectionism can be a confidence killer. When you set unrealistic expectations for yourself, any misstep can feel like failure, can prevent you from trying at all. Instead of aiming for perfection, aim for growth. Allow yourself the freedom to make mistakes and learn from them. Each attempt, whether successful or not, is a step forward. Fear is often the biggest obstacle to taking bold steps. It whispers all the reasons why you shouldn't try. Fear of rejection, fear of embarrassment. But fear loses its power when you face it head on. The more you take action in spite of fear, the more you realize that it doesn't have to control you. Fear might not disappear entirely, but it becomes manageable. With each bold step, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your fears. Another important aspect of taking bold steps is celebrating small victories along the way. Each step forward no matter how small, is an accomplishment worth acknowledging. These victories remind you of the progress you're making and motivate you to keep going. Confidence grows when you take the time to recognize your efforts and achievements, even if they seem minor. Every step counts, and every step brings you closer to the person you want to become. It's also helpful to set clear, achievable goals when taking bold steps. Having a specific goal gives you direction and purpose. It's easier to take action when you know what you're working toward. For example, if your goal is to improve your fitness, a small, bold step might be committing to a 10-minute workout each day. Over time, as your confidence and ability grow, you can increase the intensity or duration. Setting achievable goals ensures that each step feels attainable, which helps build confidence rather than overwhelm. Support from others can make a big difference when taking bold steps. Sharing your goals with a trusted friend, mentor, or family member can provide encouragement and accountability. Sometimes the belief that someone else has in you can be the push you need to take action. Surrounding yourself with people who uplift and support you creates an environment where confidence can flourish. It's important to remember that taking bold steps isn't about eliminating fear or doubt. It's about acting in spite of them. Confidence is built through repeated action and resilience. Each step reinforces the belief that you are capable, resourceful, and strong. Over time, these small actions create a ripple effect, transforming how you see yourself and what you believe is possible.